I see a lot of disrespectful comments about Russell. Put some respect on this driver's name. He's got a career best 8 podiums this season. He's gone from strength to strength. His leadership was questioned when Hamilton left. He was put to the test against Antonelli by the F1 media and F1 fans. He got the fastest lap in Singapore history in qualifying and then cruised to victory at the Grand Prix. The only driver with a 100% pole to win rate, George Russell.
George Russell has developed himself up to another new level of driver this season. Since Lewis Hamilton left the team, he stepped into that number 1 driver role perfectly. It's mad to me that he still hasn't even got his contract signed yet.
This guy should be leading Mercedes for a while or should be the leading driver for another team. He has title credentials and he can win a World Drivers' Championship.
What more could Mercedes want? I know it's only a matter of time before Mercedes announced that he has his new contract signed, but with it being in a contract year, he has done everything that Mercedes could have wanted him to.
This is a driver who is out of contract, who is driving for a new contract. His own boss has been publicly courting Max Verstappen, but I know he wants him for 2027. So where does that leave George Russell? He outscored Hamilton in their final season together. He's clear of Antonelli when people even thought that George Russell would be under threat from Antonelli. He's got the second most points since the summer break, only behind Max Verstappen. Give Russell a title-winning car and you will see what happens. Not like Lando Norris. With George Russell, there is a title winner in there.
McLaren send their drivers out to race in a very, very interesting way. If Lando Norris has a slow pit stop and Oscar Piastri gets past him, Oscar, you better give Lando Norris that place back. However, if Lando Norris uses Oscar Piastri as a brake, smashes into the side of him on his way to overtaking his teammate, well, in that case, of course, Lando Norris did nothing wrong.
I'm actually so happy with what Lando did. We need that from Lando. That's one of the critiques that we give him, that he's not aggressive enough. He's too soft. He's too innocent. There we have it, man. Piastri was not expecting it.
That lap 1 move by Lando Norris was exactly what we need to see from him. Get your elbows out. You only have a few races left. If you want any chance of winning the championship, lay a marker down. Screw the team shit. No one wants to see that team bullshit. You need to destroy Oscar Piastri. And that lap 1 move, the aggressiveness he showed, getting a bit bumpy with his teammate, is what we need from him as this season comes towards an end. If Lando Norris wants any chance of winning this title, he needs to be more like this. Did you see how he clearly affected Oscar Piastri for the remainder of the race? Oscar was annoyed, he was irritated, he wasn't his usual cool, calm, collected self because of something that happened on turn 2. Lando has to get in his teammates' head more and more and more. You're not teammates anymore. You're rivals, you're enemies, and you must act like that on track. You're not gonna win championships being friends with your competitors.
To our Verstappen fans, there is still hope for Verstappen. This was a damage limitation race, since clearly their direction didn't go as planned from the start by putting him on the softs compared to Russell on the mediums, and Verstappen got a shit start. But this is damage limitation. Still managed to pull it home in second, ahead of Lando Norris, which didn't prove to be a challenge at all. Even though his tyres were 7 laps younger than Verstappen's, he finished home 6 points ahead of Piastri. And with the Lando Piastri incident that happened at Singapore, the gloves are off.
Another weekend where Max Verstappen outscores both McLarens. He is really, really gunning to cut that down. I said it, Verstappen's gonna keep going, keep gunning for them. And if anybody can do it, it's him. And now we go to Kota, and I know Max is going to be gunning for that win.
Now that the Constructors' Championship is secured for McLaren, their drivers are going to be thinking from an individual perspective. They don't care. It's now in touching distance.
Formula One's TV director has not been good enough. There's no reason that we should be seeing people celebrate off track when there's still action happening on track. Lewis Hamilton was driving around the track with no brakes and we didn't see any of it. Any of it. Alonso was charging him down for the final lap and we're seeing George Russell on his cool down lap. We're seeing the McLaren staff celebrate when there's people still overtaking each other on track. We missed multiple overtakes and were not shown them ever during the race. We got shown Leclerc being overtaken by Antonelli 11 laps later. It's not just this season, it's happened multiple times. Like, for example, missing Max Verstappen's pole lap in Monza. You missed Max Verstappen and Lando Norris in the pits in Japan. That was crazy. Do you remember when Piastri won in Bahrain and we were seeing George Russell and Lando Norris battling instead of seeing him cross the line? We didn't even get to see a guy win a race because they're so fixated on giving you the Lando Norris experience, the Lando Norris watch along. Zero wheel knowledge.